Hi BookTube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching Books I'm Not Reading. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Among the Janeites, which I finished last night, and then we're gonna do something we haven't done on this channel for a really long time, which is a fake crate. So I'll explain what that is here in just a second, but I really think the author of this book, Deborah Yaffe, brought everything together in the third section of the book. So just to give you a little bit of backstory, there for a long time has been a Jane Austen Society in Great Britain, but it took quite a while before there was one in North America, and it's called the Jane Austen Society of North America, more commonly known as JASNA. So Deborah Yaffe is taking us on this sort of journey of her research and getting ready for the next JASNA conference, which I think the one she went to was in maybe 2011, something along that. It was in Texas. So you know, she gets a dress, a Regency dress, gloves. She has to get a corset for the dress, and so that kind of is always playing in the background of the story. But I thought the best chapter by far was about the history of the Jane Austen Society of North America and how it was founded. It was really started by, it was started by one of Jane Austen's descendants, and a great, I don't know how many greats, niece to Jane Austen. So that's kind of what it was founded by, and it was initially very, I think, serious and scholarly. And then in 1995, 96, when the BBC and A&E aired the Pride and Prejudice miniseries starring Colin Firth, all these other people wanted to join JASNA, not because so much of the books, but because of this film. And she really does a great job at the end of this book kind of talking about the contrasts. Like, she walks through, at of course the conference, they have a big area of vendors, and so people are selling all kinds of Jane Austen related merchandise and books. I'm sure Deborah Yaffe is there to sell this book. But yeah, so and you can see some of the frustration people have. Like, she talks about like merchandise that are quotes from the movies, but not quotes from Jane Austen's actual work. So it's very interesting, and like I said, I really felt like it came together in that third section. It brought kind of the level of craziness down a notch. I think there still is tension, like probably between people who are there to like present papers on, you know, their Jane Austen research, and, you know, in the other room people are taking a quiz about are you Eleanor or are you Marianne? or Andrew Davies came to the conference that she went to. I know the woman who wrote the screenplay for Clueless was a speaker at JASNA one year. So anyway, so that kind of you know, brought the sort of the scholarly side of Jane Austen and the, you know, ultra fandom side of things together in the last part of this book. So anyway, it's still probably a 3-star book for me, but I really did think the last section she did a great job. So now to the fake crate. So when I started BookTube, there were all these people opening boxes and all these unboxing videos, and I certainly wasn't going to pay to do anything like that. But I thought, like, how fun would it be if I could have my own box company, if you will, and what would I want in it? And I thought, especially for BookTube, like, you know, there should be boxes for different events throughout the year. I just felt like people weren't that interested, but I thought I'd give it another go here. So now please understand, like, I didn't buy the stuff in this. Most of it was given to me, and I did have a birthday this month, and it was very Jane Austen themed. So we'll go through this stuff, and I'd love to hear if you guys have any of these things or what your favorite Jane Austen item is. But this is what I think would be a great box, a toolbox for a Jane Austen July. Alright, so I'll open this up. Okay, so of course you have to have a mug. You have to have a Jane Austen themed mug. So while you're reading, you can drink tea, preferably tea for some of you, or coffee. You need a Jane Austen bookmark. This one says, "I do not want people to be very agreeable, as it saves me the trouble of liking them a great deal." So, bookmark. Okay, this next item is kind of a little, like, it's a little cheeky, and it also was apparently in the sun for a long time. This was a gift to me. This is, of course, the Jane Austen action figure, complete with writing desk and quill pen, and you can kind of see some of that stuff there. But like I said, this is all yellow, so I think it must have been in the sun for a while. I had a former coworker who gave this to me, and anyway, so I haven't opened it. I can't decide whether I should or not, because I'm pretty sure that quill pen, if my cat ate it, that would be bad. So yeah, it's okay. I'm not sure how Jane would feel about this. That is one thing I do think. Like, what would Jane think? Which brings me to the next item. I'm trying to put these in a place where you can see them. So this is from, make sure I get it right, the Jane Austen, I think it's from the Jane Austen Center in Bath, but it says, "What would Jane," WWJD, instead of Jesus, "what would Jane do?" And again, somebody gave this to me. Even though I've been to Bath, I have surprising little stuff from that trip. One of the things I do have, which I think would be a good tool in a Jane Austen kit, is one of those little touristy booklets. And let's see, I think I paid £2, 50 pence for this. So, but it's got it's got all the color, like, you know, my Claire Tomlin biography, which I'm so happy so many of you are now motivated to read. But the pictures in it are in black and white. So this is nice to have something colorful, and yeah. Jane over there. Okay, now some of these are a little more feminine related items than others. I now have stainless steel earrings. And I guess that's supposed to be the silhouette of Jane, but a little tricky to tell, but I do love them. I don't know about the rest of you, I haven't worn jewelry since the pandemic started, because I'm like, it's just another thing I gotta wipe down and clean, and yeah, so I haven't really been wearing jewelry at all since March, which is strange. But those are super cute. I also got these awesome, let's see if I can find the silhouette on them, Jane Austen socks. And it, so of course, has a quote on the bottom. It says, "I declare, after all, there is no enjoyment like reading." So anyway, I thought those were really fun. You know who picked them out. So he did a good job. All right. Now, the last things that I have in here are cross-stitch patterns, which I actually thought maybe next Jane Austen July I will try to work on one of these, in between reading Jane Austen books and Jane Austen related books. So the first one I actually got I had just a very small library event where the president of the Jane Austen Society of North America came and spoke. And she gave away a prize. I can't remember how I won it. But it's a cross-stitch pattern for Mansfield Park, which I'm guessing is probably, well, at least every author in her book seems to think that that's the one that's sort of the most wobbly or controversial. But the pattern itself is huge. And it says, the elegance, propriety, regularity, harmony, and perhaps above all, the peace and tranquility of Mansfield. And it's got Jane Austen's name at the bottom. So, anyway, so I thought that was really fun. But then, this year, I got this cross-stitch pattern, which I don't know, I'm sorry, it's in the plastic there, but it is all of the romantic characters in Jane Austen. So it's got Mr. Knightley and Emma, Marianne and Colonel Brandon, Eleanor and Edward Ferrars, let's see, Mr. Bingley and Jane, Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, Catherine Norland, Mr. Tilney, Fanny Price, Edmund Bertram, and Captain Wentworth and Anne Elliot. And in the center it says, there are many forms of love as there are moments in time. Jane Austen, 1813. So yeah, I thought this one would be fun. Of course, I think I've already purchased all the materials I would need for the Mansfield Park one. But anyway, so I could technically do that, work on one of those patterns next year during Jane Austen July, which might be kind of fun, and maybe just have the movies on in the background. I do really want to thank Katie from Books and Things and Marissa from Blatantly Bookish for hosting Jane Austen July and for starting it in the first place. So I'm really, really grateful that I got to participate this year, and I hope some of my enthusiasm for Jane has rubbed off on you. Oh, I also forgot to mention this shirt is allegedly has the whole novel of Persuasion on it. Of course, the words are so small, couldn't possibly ever read it, but it is kind of cool to wear like Persuasion on your body. So, let me know what you think of all of my Jane Austen knickknacks, and let me know what do you dream about? Like, what would you love to see? Do you like the fake crate, or should I just like let it go? I mean, the truth is, there's only so much stuff I can do with it. I've already done one for Shake Tube, so I don't want to repeat that. July 31st will be the announcement of my giveaway, so if you still would like to enter, this is your last opportunity. I'm giving away a Jane Austen card, a Jane Austen journal with a quote from Mansfield Park on the cover, and a new copy of Persuasion. So if you're interested, this is your last chance to let me know. On July 31st, I will air a very short video announcing the winner, and then on August 1st, I will announce my next TBR. So that is what is ahead on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will talk to you soon, BookTube. Bye.